It really is disturbing, the amount of data that is being collected today. I mean, essentially it's everything. Everything you do online, whether it be on your phone or on your desktop, laptop, smart TV, all sorts of, any device you can think of, is just being massively collected. We can't stop that collection. That's virtually impossible to stop that collection, but we can make the data useless. Now, as I've said before, data is now the number one commodity in the world. And you don't realize what your data is worth. And this is just talking about corporations. We're not even talking about governments using it or bad players using it. Right? Just for corporate information, your data, you personally, that information is worth millions. Because it's not just sold to one company. It's not really even technically sold most of the time. Most of the time it's rented. Right, years ago I used to buy mail lists. And when you referred to buying a mailing list, you would give the list broker the information on what target you were trying to hit. And you could actually, it was amazing what you could get a list of people for. And this is before all of this monitoring on the internet started. But you could target down, I could target down, like in my hometown, I could target down to people who had, 2 children, what age group the children were, what the income of the family was, were the children involved in outside activities, things like that. I could get mail lists for that. And those mail lists were expensive. And you would rent them. So as an example, you'd rent the mail list and you'd be allowed to, let's say, use it 10 times or something like that for X amount of money. Well, today, those mail lists are gone because there's very little snail mail used today for marketing, even though that's a brilliant way to market, because especially now that it's not used as often, and people do like getting things in the mail. But your data, your personal data, your habits are worth millions of dollars. And that will only increase as the algorithms for collecting it get better and the ability to target you gets better. So you throw a monkey wrench into it. Okay? And that monkey wrench, of course, affects any of the players who are after the information. How do you monkey wrench it? Use a VPN. Use a privacy browser like this one you're looking at here, Brave, with DuckDuckGo as a search engine. Right? All sorts of ways in which you can do it. And of course, even better than using the Brave browser, if you actually don't mind doing it, let me just get rid of this thing here for a second, is to jump down right here and use the Tor browser. Because Tor is the best system for surfing the internet. However, if you're using Tor and you are logging into websites, you're wasting the process of using Tor. Tor needs to be used to serve things that you are not planning on logging into. Even though there is a Facebook in the Onion network, Facebook actually does have Tor Relays, right, to provide their services. You are better off to very simply not use that, because you're blowing your identity anyway, right? I'm just gonna putz around here for a second. Thank you. It doesn't save these configurations because the way I have Tor set up, it doesn't save anything. And as you can see here, we're on the Onion network. Now, today we're going to talk about some stuff that I've done. Now, I created my own cloud instance with using Nextcloud, which is open source software, server software, and I'm thrilled with it. Right. I've also got many of my students using it now, and they're paying a small fee to do so to cover the costs, basically, right? Because servers cost money. And yes, Google does offer free servers. Google offers free servers. That shouldn't be a surprise, but it's not free. I'd rather pay cash than give up more, right? So I have no interest in Google's free servers. Now, I had mentioned also, I haven't really had a chance to work on this, but we'll drop down here into the deep web, and here we will find Digital Wasteland on the Onion network. Right? I have this server hosted, and as time goes on, I will be working on this website to get all sorts of cool things here for you. To be honest, it'll probably be Christmas when I get to this because I've got so much on my plate. Now, something I set up today as well is I set up a Tor relay, which simply means, as we don't know if we can see it here, it's been a while since I've used this new identity. See, when you log in, you get an identity because you're assigned 3 relays. I have set up a relay so as I go out from here to my VPN, and then my VPN goes to one Tor relay, which goes to another Tor relay, which goes to another Tor relay, and then you exit to the regular internet web address that you were looking for. So as an example here, if I type in, let's say, type in one of my actual websites here. As I go to my video website, we're going through various relays, and then we come back with a secure connection in the real web. Yeah, and this is an anonymous connection, and it's extra anonymous right now based on the fact that it is running through the Tor network. Now, in my particular case here, because of the size, we've got menus that are hidden. Right? None of this stuff is exactly set up to work on the Tor network, so it's not one of the better things to be doing, getting you with my pop-ups. Yeah, I know how to market. Do well marketing. Here we go. Black belt courses. Right. It's all pretty good. Right, so that's how that works. So what I've done also of recent, so I'm going to go to my terminal here. If we go into what I've just recently set up, which is a domain server. Right, now we have and I gotta give you my password here, which you guys aren't gonna see. I think I just put it in wrong. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, fat fingers. There we go. Oh, I said it wrong. Oh, the spelling mistakes. There we go. Here we go. Now, what is bind9? I went by the short term there. This is a DNS service. So you can set up your home router to, rather than go out to your ISP's DNS server or to Google's DNS server, I've got mine configured to go to mine. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is the websites that I type in, as an example here, we're going to pop Brave back up here for a second. When I type in, and we'll do the same one as I was doing before, but I'm not going to go into the back end. Right? When I go to this website, it of course has to query a DNS server for the actual IP address, and it is now doing that completely anonymously because Google isn't seeing it. They can't collect it. My ISP is not seeing it. They can't collect it. And as you can see, it's very fast, and then it returns a secure connection to my website. Okay. Now, this is what the website would normally look like. Right? And it looks pretty good on a mobile phone too, but that's beside the point. So by doing that, I bypass everything. Now, I do not, the type of DNS server I hooked up, I do not have the records on the hard drive there. It actually does a blind query to Cloudflare for that information, because Cloudflare is an excellent DNS service, but this is providing another layer of protection for you to be able to enjoy the internet a lot more anonymously. Now I'm just going to go through some. I've been working all day on this stuff here. I just want to find the other one because I'm a little bit too lazy to type it in a moment, but it looks like I'm going to have to type it in, and that's okay. Right? We'll do another sudo system control status Tor. I did it again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Having a spelling error day. And here we can see here that the Tor network is loaded here as well. And we are running an anonymous relay here for people that wish to use Tor. And it's kind of a cool thing to do. Right? And if we go to, oh, I didn't mean to completely exit there. And then we go to my other server here. Yeah, you can't go someplace and type that in and get onto my server. As you can see up here, the account. Here we have our Nextcloud instance as well. Ain't nothing much actually to see here. Right, so I'll pop off of here. But you can see that there are very definitely ways in which you can anonymize yourself. So with myself as an example, as my laptop reaches out to the internet, it is doing so through a VPN. Now I'm not using on my laptop, I'm not using my own personal VPN, I'm using that on my phone. And the reason that I'm not using it is I'm monitoring bandwidth right now to see what the bandwidth is going to be like over a couple of months on my server. Because doing videos and I work literally 12 hours a day, and so my bandwidth usage is humongous. So I'm using AirVPN for this laptop, so it goes out via AirVPN, and then it queries my DNS server for any domains that I type in, and then it goes there and secures that way. So it's a good system. Now when I use Tor, I don't know if I'm using my Tor bridge or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm providing it as a service because I want to help to secure that network, and anybody who runs that Tor instance, they are helping to secure the network. So it's a good and it's an important thing to do. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. Just a quick update with that stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Like the videos, leave a comment if you got questions about the networks I've set up. Happy to answer them for you. And also check out our Patreon. We got lots of cool stuff coming there. And over time, I want to actually do videos teaching you guys how to set this up yourself. Because you can set up a DNS server on a Raspberry Pi. You can go to a computer shop, you can buy a Raspberry Pi and the equipment you need for a Raspberry Pi for under $100. Install Linux on the Raspberry Pi, install the DNS server on it, have it connected to your router, and rather than the same with a VPN, and you can be doing it right from there and masking all of your traffic right from the privacy of your own home. But we need Patreons and your help to be able to do these kinds of videos, because I'd love to do those tutorials for you. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you next time. Ciao.